Drawing number 1.9. Again, this problem you can really approach it from any angle. You could start at the front, at the top, at the right. You could draw little squares and add them onto each other. But I personally think that starting on the top view on this one is going to be the easiest solution. So we're going to start off by drawing the outline of this part and then cutting away the bits we don't need, basically. So let's get started. Top plane, sketch, and I'm going to use the line tool again. I'm not going to use the square tool because I don't want to just sketch a square, sketch a bit more than that. So I'm going to sketch almost this whole outline. Okay, down to here. And remember, it's very important that you split these things up into problems, into steps at least, because otherwise you're really not going to. I'm going to manage with this one. Okay, that's 15. I want those two lines to be collinear. So let's select them both, make them collinear. And this is 30 over here. 30, not 31. And this distance here is 25. Okay, the total width is 80. And it is fully defined. Now, features, extrude. We're going to extrude this whole thing up to 60 millimeters. Alright, and this is now where the tricky bit comes in, because actually what we want is we need to have this gap over here, and we need to have this curve over here. And now you could say this is a bit tricky, but I don't think it's actually too bad. What we're going to do here is we're going to start off by cutting this square, that whole square, down to this level over here. Okay, so oops, down to, you can't see the mouse pointer so clearly, but we're going to cut that whole length down to that surface, and then we're going to use a fillet tool to fillet this and the chamfer tool to make that angle. So that is a bit of a trick there. So let's get cracking. So I'm going to select this top plane, sketch, and we're going to go normal 2, and we're going to draw a square on the surface like this. Okay, and this is 30, and this is 30 as well. Okay, and the distance from here to the edge there is 25, because actually it's the same dimensions as this top piece here. Features, extrude, cut. But now we're going to do a blind cut this time because we don't want it to go through all. So we're going to make this blind, and we're going to give it a cut depth of 30 millimeters. Okay, so that's halfway through. Okay, if you're not sure how, over here you can see it's 30 millimeters. 30 millimeters. Good. Now let's start with the fillet. We'll click on fillet. And this time we want to do a constant radius fillet. And we want this edge, this corner, to be rounded off. So we select that corner, set the radius, which is 30. Okay. I'll just double check that. Yep, 30. Click the tick, and we've rounded off that corner. Now we want to chamfer this edge. So we go underneath fillet is the chamfer tool. And in this case, we've got a distance chamfer. So because we know the two distances. So on the top surface, we know it must be 15. And at the bottom surface, we know it must be 30. If we have a look here at this little block over here, you see distance 1 is the height. So we want that to be 30. But if you confuse this, don't worry. You can just change it any time. And distance 2 is going to be 15. Click the tick, and there is exercise 1.9. No mess, no fuss.